Everybody wants to know what happened to the This Is Not a Cult podcast. Why did it end? And is it coming back? Alright, y'all, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Alright, seems like we are live. We are live. Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Okay. To be nice and concise, y'all, you know I gotta have proper etiquette, but I'ma go ahead and try to do this the best I can. So I wrote down the script so we could really get things nice and succinct, so I'm trying to do this to get better with content creation as well as provide y'all some entertainment as well. That seems like a fair trade-off. Does it? I hope so. Seems like a fair deal to me. But anyway, man, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to the last episode of the podcast. I'm Young Don.
I am Will.
Oh, wow.
Shit. Oh, my God.
The rebranding is.
Oh, my gosh.
You can follow me at Will the Comedian or Will Is Comedy. I don't even know my new handle. I think it's Will Is Comedy.
The T.I.N.A.C or the This Is Not a Cult podcast started April 28th, 2020 with a YouTuber by the name of Young Don, the Sauce God, and his good friend, The Thrill.
Yes, man. Welcome back to the last episode of the podcast here with you changing your name. Don't even do that.
Producer Astral Dior and their editor Cordell would later be incorporated on the platform as well as alongside the two hosts.
What you doing?
Done producing. Regular guy, got a regular job, and appreciate y'all.
Yeah. And this is not a cult.
From the beginning, both Don and The Thrill had two unique personalities that made for a good dynamic on camera. High volumes of entertainment, being able to not only joke and have fun, but also get in depth with more serious topics that either one has experienced.
Is it simping to have a girlfriend that has OnlyFans? What do you think?
Short answer, no.
Short answer, 100% yes.
The point of view from these two would make the T.I.N.A.C name and community grow for viewers of all different ages and backgrounds worldwide, y'all. Worldwide.
Episode number
266.
Who cares, huh?
I wish it was a better number.
Who cares? To what?
266.
Right? 66.
I think it's. Dang, do we have the card?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Is this?
I'm just so blown, just thrown off. Yes, we do have the card.
Having a good run, the podcast consists of 266 episodes that range over 20K views average with hours and hours upon listening time and watch time. This made the podcast highly appraised for its diverse topics, reactions, point of view, and advice from the host, as they would also read comments from the fans of their show.
Would you like to?
All we know as of now, this is the last YouTube one. So go subscribe to the Patreon where they'll continue. That's it,
Yeah.
No beef.
Right.
I hate these guys, No, I'm just like, no beef. Do we have to give them they gonna ask.
Not only was the podcast on platforms like YouTube or Spotify, they also ran a Patreon for the ones who wish to gain bonus access to more raw content as well as a chance to directly interact with the hosts themselves.
Hey, Young Don, the Sauce God.
We didn't introduce ourselves?
Yeah, we should do that. This is episode 1.
Don't they? Oh, they don't know who I am.
I mean, they definitely know who I am, but you gotta introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. I'm Thrill.
This is The Thrill right here.
Nice
you
to
feel
meet
me?
you. From afar.
Due to unpopular beliefs, the host Young Don and the Thrill decided to call it quits and announced on episode 266 the news did not sit well with a lot of viewers of the show. They even went as far as expressing their feelings through the comments, with some even thinking that the announcement was some kind of joke.
Priorities.
You expand.
We all have priorities that, like, the podcast is just, become just another thing we get together and do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's just life. That's growth, as all of us individually. And, this ain't no Joe Budden breakup. Like, I'm not like about to start another one and talk about this nigga.
Yeah.
He do owe me like, that wasn't funny.
It was not a joke, y'all. It was not a joke. The producer of the show, as well as Young Don, exclaims that the Thrill initiated the withdrawal of the podcast.
But yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's happening.
Will blindsided us.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, Will kind of was the one that wanted to pull out.
Somebody has to be able to rip the Band-Aid off.
I guess. But it's like, it didn't have to end. It didn't have to end.
Yeah. No, it did. Nothing ever had. I mean, it didn't have to. We're not dying.
Right. Yet.
I mean, we're dying slowly, probably.
Every day.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. I'd rather not have this conversation on camera. We can have it on camera.
Seeming a bit hasty to explain the cause of why the Thrill expressed his concerns and decisions, it is unclear about the proposal that the Thrill mentioned in the discussion between the two.
Isn't it better on camera? It's the end of the show. Like, they want to know. It's not nasty because it's not drama.
Yeah.
It's not like he did this or he stole that. It was just like, like, it's personal, just feelings and desires, really. As far as I can tell, it's not like there is any problem with any of the other hosts, right? Like,
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, but something's changed.
No, nothing's changed.
Oh.
We've had the same conversation. I called you first, and then I called Dior after that. I told you I was gonna do that.
Right.
And it was just, we've had these meetups every so often where we say we're gonna do X, Y, and Z to improve, and we didn't do it. And it's not like any of us are getting rich off of this.
Right.
So it was like, and from the beginning, I always felt like if I was going to do this, then I want the idea was to run it up 5 years, consistently get better. And if we're going to be walking on a treadmill, then I don't want to do it.
Right.
So I called you and basically said that. You explained to me, you got a lot on your plate. And then I was like, understandable. Like, you've led the charge. So then I called Dior and I told Dior my side. Like, I didn't tell him, your side, because I wanted you to be able to say that. And I was just like, I called him literally right after I talked to you. And I was like, so I talked to Don. I basically told him, like, we keep having these conversations every so often and blah, blah, blah. And then it occurred to me on the phone with him that, like, because of, I feel like you, Don, have put a lot of legwork in. I feel like you've put exceptional amount of financial work in, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like Dior is in this kind of weird position that, to me, it felt like I could calculate some things to make sure everything keeps going. The fans keep getting Patreon podcasts, which is how we get money off of it. Mm-hmm. And there was really no point in doing YouTube anymore. And I came up with that solution. I was like, I'd rather that be the case because I'd rather that happen and everybody can continue to do what they want to do and even benefit. And then I'm, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say the proposal, but like I was happy when I dawned on it, and I dawned on it as I was speaking to you on the phone. I was happy, like, to come up with that idea, and that I could sleep that way,
Right.
with no resentments towards anybody or anything like that. But yeah.
Young Don then explains his point of view and intentions for the podcast of why things are the way they currently are and what things could be.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it was kind of like, things weren't really moving forward anymore in terms of, execution. The things that need to be done to make this grow. And I had just come to the realization that I just am too burnt out to be carrying that like weight primarily by myself, in the sense of I needed, and I expressed this to you, I needed somebody, right? Ideally, it would have been you, to kind of take the reins, like, this is your YouTube channel. Like, to make a YouTube channel successful, I've now had 2 successful YouTube channels, right? To make a YouTube channel successful, there has to be a fire behind it. You feel me? There has to be somebody got to want it bad. Somebody needs to want it bad.
There has been a lot of speculation of the 10X stoppage by community members of the Discord. As far as it currently goes, to my understanding, notifications and announcements have been put out by producer Astral Dior, who has now took the forefront of the platform and rebranded it to fit the overall perception of the channel. He basically, he's running things, y'all. He is running things. If y'all haven't seen it, y'all seen it, man.
And that want usually manifests in consistency, and you can see an effort, a continual growth in effort in some way or sure. Either the person is becoming more and more of an expert of the topic, or the quality of the videos are getting better, or the frequency of the videos are increasing.
Now currently running, carrying the torch that was once 10X, the producer has had his own wave and has created the Astral world. Even having a new community on Discord where most of the 10X members have migrated, as well as new faces to the community, which is still growing today.
And that doesn't come from just a nonchalant, lackluster approach. And I just feel at this point in time, I just feel wrung dry, personally. Like, all of that I have to give, I've already poured into my other YouTube ventures. And so it was just like, the way I was looking at it is, I mean, for both of y'all, this is like y'all's biggest online platform. And so the way I seen it is, y'all should have more incentive than me to be that person and say, oh, all right, I'll pick it up. Because it would seem as if the fans, I mean, we haven't posted our contract, but I guess it makes sense. The fans think that, oh, this is like my podcast, like I'm getting 80% of the money, and and that's why y'all just let me ramble and rant about Jesus, because it's not. From day one, it's been a 50-50 split between me and Will. And from day one, most of the money we make, goes towards, the maintenance of the podcast and everything that entails. And so it's like, it's not even like, either of us are taking home a fat check from it every month.
Mm-hmm.
And so the way I looked at it is like, you know, to me, this is just, I get to see two of my best friends a few times a week. We get to talk about, you know,
Life.
nonsense, life, you know. I get to try and save your soul.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I already got Dior's soul saved. And so I get to, you know, and just that, to me, that's cool. A little change comes in, helps with the upkeep of stuff, and, you know, is a consistent form of employment for Dior. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I was just cool with that model. I just got to the place of where it's like, someone else, if we're gonna make this go crazy, like, someone else gotta like put the battery in the back. Otherwise, I'm just chilling, because it really is, as it is status quo. It's no sweat off my back to just keep doing it just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so I would just keep doing it, but not really expecting anything crazy out of it. And so, you know, it would seem as if that, you know, you rather just like call it a day then, instead of just take this on as like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's fair. That's fair and that's valid. And, you know, and so, I mean, Dior, as far as the brief conversation we've had, Dior seems like he's not necessarily ready to throw in the towel.
Right.
Yeah. And so, you know, and again, so now it's really just a situation of whether, I mean, that really just leaves it up to you. You know what I mean? It's up to you and the fans now, really, Dior, in the sense of, you know, if, you know, you want to, because I think this is a great opportunity, personally. I think this channel, what it is, it gets, the videos get average, 10K views or something like that? 10 to 15K views.
10 to 15.
Yeah, 10 to 15K views. We have almost 100,000 subs. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a good, like, someone would buy this YouTube channel for like, you know, $15,000, $20,000 at least. I think that's probably underselling. Just to say here, just to have the ownership over a Google account with a YouTube channel that has almost 100,000, they would just like buy it. And so it's like, you know, I think this is we could just all walk away eventually, like in a short period of time, and just let the channel it's just now hanging on a wall. Or, you know, we could do something with it. But if whatever that thing is, you know, like, it would have to come out of your own like passion. And I'm here doing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm here. I got the YouTube experience and expertise. You know, I have, you know, resources I'm willing to invest, you know, but what I need is, you know, somebody with a battery in their back that want to like make something pop. And, you know, or we just keep going status quo and see what happened. And more, you know, what they say, if you keep doing the same thing and expecting the same result, you know, that's the definition of insanity. Yeah. So that's really where it's at. That's really where it's at. So I don't know what happens from here. So don't necessarily unsubscribe, because we don't know what's going to come next. But definitely change is in the winds. And you know, that sometimes that happens.
Closing thoughts. To be honest, y'all, I would say I would like to see the podcast make a return. But who knows, man? Will it be a few months? Maybe a few years? Or maybe not at all? Maybe it's not for us to decide. Or maybe it is. Who knows? What y'all think? Well, if y'all like the video and y'all can give me some positive feedback, y'all, I'll continue to make more of these videos like this. But thanks for watching. I'm Lucid on the Beat, and I'll see y'all in the next one, man. Peace.
Go follow us on Instagram.
Facts.
Follow The Thrill on Mixer. All links in the description. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this because there's plenty more to come.
Facts.
This has been Young Don and
The Thrill.
peace out.
We'll see you again.
I'm trying to see my name up in the rafters, yeah. All my jewelry new just like a raptor, yeah. Everybody asking me what's after this. Nigga, I don't know, I'm still here getting after it. But I tell you what it feels like, on the way up. Niggas, they change up. All of my old bitches hate us. They can't replace us. I got so used to the love and the hate.